listeners. Thanks for joining me for another edition of Brandon Talks to Himself. Really quiet. It's like, shh, baby. Just whisper into the ears of the intro track. Maybe, I don't know why it's taking so long to actually. What is going on here? It's out now. Oh, that needle goes so slow. See, I don't understand how. I don't know. Fuck Jesus. I just recorded about a half an hour of me talking about the things I want to talk about. And for the second day in a row, we got a corrupted file somehow. Or when it was saving, it didn't quite save or something. And poof, podcast gone. So episode 26 is gone. It was all right. Decent episode by us. And now we'll just never know. I don't even know if I want to do another half hour to replace what I just did or even talk about this subject again, but I'm going to do it. First, my critics are few and far between, but they're there. And one of the criticisms is that I'm just too open about my shit, about my love life, about my sexuality, about everything, and I don't understand that criticism. I don't care. I'm not trying to throw anything in anyone's face. I'm not. But I'm trying to celebrate who I am. And I don't care what you think. I don't. What is it that causes a person to think that someone else can judge them, has the right, has the position? I don't know if it's moral or legal or what, but social maybe, a social position to judge. What is your brain thinking? When I got into my late 30s, early 40s, I just realized, holy shit, this is it. All the humans that have come before me, that have got to this age, they had exactly what I had to develop the life that they wanted, to learn the things that they did. And I'm not saying I'm the greatest that's ever existed, but what I'm saying is I exist at a pretty high level, and no one is fucking, learned anything crazier that I just don't know about the world. There's I don't know if there's objective moral truths, for example, but even if there were, what would give rise to another person's justification for judging another, or the rightness of that judgment. It makes no fucking sense. I'll try to say it in layman's terms. It makes no fucking sense. The guy up there every Sunday morning that's preaching, he's just a guy. He's just another guy. He knows no more about the afterlife than what you do. And so far as you've read the book, or heard the tales, he doesn't know. No one knows what's going to happen after you die, and the same thing about judging others. You're just a person. You're flawed too. I guarantee we could open up your closets, wherever you are, and guarantee we'd find skeletons. And I don't want that anymore. That's another thing. I don't want that anymore. I was scared for a lot of my life in so many situations where I thought I was going to be found out for being bisexual or whatever. It was very awkward growing up with the boys in the change room and all that shit in the locker rooms. I always did my best to avert my eyes and walk away after getting dressed or whatever. And actually, at that age, when I was in high school, I wasn't exercising that part of me anyway. I wasn't. I may have found people cute or something like that, but I did not pursue anything like that. I knew that I was lucky enough that I was presenting as a masculine cis male, and that I'm also attracted to women, female people, and I knew that if I just dated a woman, there's no reason for me to be open about what I was thinking or feeling on the inside, right? That was my privilege, but I always also told myself, I have no problem whatsoever being with a man romantically. So, if that ever did come about somehow, And these conversations even I had when I was married. Um, I knew that I would accept that, I would come out, and that I would be happy, and I would live that truth. It wouldn't bother me. That's exactly what I did. Like after my marriage ended, I dated a boy. I call him a boy because he's much younger than me, and he was kind of immature. I dated a guy, and it wasn't horrible. It wasn't like a horrible relationship where like it fell apart and everything fell apart and like people were destroyed. And, it wasn't like that. It was a rebound, and it went well enough. And it was enough though that like I realized that my life going forward is going to be different. So if anyone wants to know why Brandon came out or like what the fuck's going on, like that's literally it. The whole time I knew you, I was bisexual or pansexual or whatever the fuck. I just always dated cis women. And then I didn't, after 16 years being married to a cis woman. I mean, I did the cis woman straight thing my whole life. Like, I just decided, like, maybe I should try something else, or I should give something else a chance. I should be open minded. And those are the relationships that have come to me, you know? It's not like I seek them out. It's not like I'm single minded in who I'm going to be accepting for dates and stuff. Like, it's just who I've met. And the couple of cis women I've met and even tried to engage in that way over the last year they have been atrocious. Just awful people. That's circumstantial. I'm not saying women are all bad or anything. That is just happenstance, but that is what happened. Yeah, I'm a little bummed about the 30 minutes that I lost because of the subject that's coming up next. You know, because I don't want to talk about it again, and it's over. And it hurt bad enough talking about it the first time. And yeah, but let's get into it. Yeah, after my wife of 16 years, who I cared for very much and loved a lot, after that ended, I thought even having that boyfriend, I realized it was something different. I wasn't in love with that person. It was different. It was fun. I cared about him, but like, no, not like that, I wasn't in there yet. But anyway, at some point I met this person, and this woman, she's a trans woman. I met her, and, whatever the falling in love thing is happened, like infatuation or something where I was like doing whatever I could. I'd buy gifts and show up and do deeds and whatever. That's how it started, right? And then like it never got unhealthy to the point. Well, what was that? But it wasn't like I was doing anything that I wouldn't also actually do if the person reciprocated. Like if had the person reciprocated, no one would have said I was doing anything wrong, But because she wasn't reciprocating, people were like, "You keep beating your head on the wall and you're not getting any results. So you're just crazy, basically." And I don't know. Maybe I just have to give up that. Maybe I just have to say you're right. I was for a while. Like, I would do the same things over and over, and then expect her to change her mind about me, which she did not. And it's hard. This was hard for me for a couple of reasons. Like, I hate just making myself sound good or like, tooting my horn or whatever the hell you want to call it. But, growing up, I was fairly attractive and I basically could date pretty much whoever I wanted. Now, obviously, there's always exceptions for everyone. Someone has a boyfriend at the time, or if someone doesn't like you back, whatever. Like, I had that. But if I ever put energy in on someone and I really cared about them, I can make them show them that they should care about me too or something. Obviously I never had a person just straight up be like, "Deuces, like, I don't like you and I'm never gonna, and you're weird," or whatever the fuck's going on. Until I was 42. Like, look at my ex-wife, she's beautiful. I mean, it is what it is and she is what she is, but she's beautiful. Anyway, yeah, so like there was just this frustration, like, really? I mean, I guess I tried really hard because I know that after my marriage, like the number one thing that I was thinking about was like the next person, you're not gonna fuck this up because you're gonna treat them the right way, like let's say that I won the marriage, I did, I was a better partner. It doesn't matter, and I wasn't perfect. I I was not perfect. I did some things. That's why this sucks. I mean, that's one of the reasons why the divorce sucks so bad. I think why divorce sucks so bad. Because no one is freaking blameless in a divorce. Nobody. I mean, she might have done this 30,000 times, but maybe you did that 42,000 times, and it's we're both bad. Maybe she started it every time, but every time you came back and said something worse. Maybe she was a little bit narcissistic, but your response to that was anger, frustration, and not support or help. You know, I don't know. I'm just saying, in a relationship, there's never, a completely innocent party. There's not, because if you care about someone that deeply and they're making mistakes, it's going to cause you to make mistakes. It just is. And when it comes to if the relationship was intense or, whatever, if it was, I don't know, really powerful, I don't know how to describe it. If it's an important relationship, then feelings are like, they get fucked up, and people will do fucked up things because of these feelings. I did. I would say things I did not mean all the time. When she hurt me, I would hurt her back. I would try to hurt her back, and that's not the way you behave. you know. So this person, though, this woman, I don't know, man. She made me laugh. She had an interesting story. She showed me some things that I mean, a little crazy, right? Like a cartoon, TV show, animation, the Big List show. Hey, Jared Wright, like anything we go on the podcast, we will talk about whatever you want to. I hope it's sassy though. He's my favorite. Sassy the Sasquatch. Anyway, so she showed me some things. She taught me some things. She taught me some things about music. Showed me some things about music, and she was funny. She is funny. She didn't dive in. She is funny and pretty, and the kind of chill I want to be around. But that's okay. She saw the same exact data. She saw the same exact data and was like, "Oh, I want this to be my best friend," you know. And the reason why she gave for not forming romantic feelings for me, they moved and changed. It was kind of weird, but she just did not fucking see me like that. These days I'm a little overweight and I smoke cigarettes, and that's always just a no-no for pretty much everyone on the dating scene these days. But and she complained about those things, but I don't think those were real things, because people look over shit like that all the fucking time. I can lose a little weight, not a big deal. I would need the motivation to do it, but I was a wrestler. I used to lose 35 pounds a year. Whatever. And I've done it before. I've done it recently, right? I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. When I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I don't even want to get started on this thing. It's a lot of reveal on where I've been, and I will talk about it all in time, but how I got to that point and how I barely got away with my life, But I want to keep talking about this thing. I'm looking, where are you at 14? This is great. That's great. I'm only gonna do 20. I hope you enjoy this episode. I am putting my heart out there, and not in a scary way for me, but just in an important way for people. I think, guys, first of all, like I said, stop caring about what other people think, especially if you're over 35 and you're still worried about what your neighbors think of you, or what those friends from high school think of you, or even what your parents think of you. Why? Stop it. I'm serious. It's not some ethereal notion of I don't give a fuck type shit. It's not like that. I give very much a fuck about how people feel or what they think. I understand that my family feels a certain way about me coming out, and feels a certain way about me bringing home my boyfriend, and feels a certain way about me doing this podcast and saying things I do. But I don't care, because I don't care that they're judging me or that their ideals are counter to mine. I care that they have those feelings, and I want them to be happy. Sometimes people's feelings aren't even, justified. You know, like, I have a right to live my truth, and one of the Mallory kids turned out to be gay, like, or bi or pan or whatever you want to call me. I don't care. It's so stupid when people quibble over those terms, but I don't know, man. I just don't care. It's kind of, it is like, I keep trying to explain it now, and it's hard to explain it, but there's no secret party at the end of the fucking festivities, guys. you know, we're not winning a prize by being, there's no like objective set of rules, and if you follow those the best, you win. That's not happening here. That's not what this universe is about. And no other human that I've ever met has any greater power, clairvoyance, other, mental acuity that goes beyond what I have, for the most part. Some are smarter, some are, whatever, but yeah. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, he's gonna die in hell. Really? Where? Point it out to me. I'll be the first one in line. And it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that you instantiate a being that has all these qualities, and some of them are things like, conditional love and caring and open-minded, like this hippie guy, and then at the same time you turn to go, buddy hates fags. Doesn't mention lesbians, though. So, it only mentions the gay thing twice. Let's remember that. He mentioned not eating shellfish at least 9 times in that book. Everyone seems to forget about that. I fucking hate shellfish, by the way. I don't know. A man who claims he knows what happens after life is either what, an idiot or a fool. I can't remember. Yeah, people, like, no other human knows any more than you do about things that are outside of our understanding. And there are things that are outside of our understanding. Afterlife. Is there an afterlife? What happens after you die? It's outside of the realm of our understanding. It's beyond what we can understand. We don't have access to that. We don't have access to the past or future in certain ways. We don't have any memory that has access to the past further than when we had our first memory. And we don't have any access to the future. We don't have access to certain questions about the cosmos and the universe. And we won't, like, I just think about Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Like, there's certain things we don't have access to, and it might be a limitation of humans and our, how our brains developed and everything, but, you can't both know, what is it, a particle's, speed or location. You can't know both at the same time. Like that. And you'd think, like, people less educated in scientific endeavors, like, will probably argue some silly thing. But it's like, why can't you know that? Well, you just measure one, then you measure the other. It seems pretty silly. That's not what Heisenberg was talking about, but it's the nature of quantum states that make that a thing. I could be wrong, but I think it's the nature of quantum states that make that uncertainty principle true. Because once you've already measured one, the other's set in stone. Measuring one determines the other. So, I'm not speaking very tightly here, so I don't want someone like, well, no, Brian King wants to come on my podcast, and I'm wrong. That'd be great. Maybe he can educate me a bit. But I don't want somebody with a better disposition in physics to. No, I do. Correct me if I want. Like, there's plenty of outlets. The biggest outlet, which I haven't checked in a few days to see if there are any comments, is My email for business is just CEO at nostupidpeoplerecords.com. No, yes, .org. .org. CEO at nostupidpeoplerecords.org. Write me anything. You can just put fuck you, Brandon. Leave it like, unsigned and just, I don't care. I would giggle my ass off if you did that. I really would. Giggle ass off. Anyway, this was gonna be about me bitching about that unrequited love. And it has been a little bit. But I didn't really focus on it again. I went a little deeper the first time, but we didn't get the recording, which I love about my studio. My studio is not perfect, but it's got a lot of good equipment in it, and we do our best job. So, anyway, guys, it sucks. I know I have to detach myself from this person. I have to. I really do. Which means I need to stop helping them. I need to stop picking up the phone and being available for them. I need to stop supporting them, basically, in any way, really. Walk away. I need to move away. For now, maybe I can be friends with this person in the future. Maybe. There's a lot of other extenuating circumstances that would suggest no, but maybe I can. But, like, right now, I've got to full on fucking cut myself off. Like, I have other people interested in me. That's important. Something that can be healthier. So I get it. Something that can be healthy, like healthier. I'm trying to be healthy in a relationship. And boy, do I know what unhealthy relationships look like. My marriage was a mess, guys. A friggin' mess. Like some of yours are right now. I feel like sometimes you get to a point you can't fix it because it's so everywhere. It's so just, it's like a ball of string. Someone's just got too many knots in it. It's too hard. You can't go through every knot, and the knots are so tight. Nothing you do besides changing yourself will like make those knots any looser, and then you change yourself, and it might be too late because it takes so long. And nothing could be more frustrating. Seriously. Happy to have made it through and lived and got to see another day, and whatever. I've had a fair number of decent experiences with humans since the end of the marriage, and I don't think I'll ever marry again. I don't think I'll ever be in a position where I want to fully dedicate to a person, because I found out, unfortunately, that you can fully dedicate everything to a person and they can just walk away 16 years later. Like, oh, my bad. I didn't know you could do that. Like, I didn't. I thought, I know it's not a legal thing, but like, I thought it was more than incumbent upon you to stay in sickness and health and richer for richer for poorer, all that stuff. I thought there was a moral obligation to see that through, or try, like, and don't give me the argument that the try was there and that's where it stopped, because that's not what happened. What happened was very complicated, and I don't even know if I have the right perspective on it. I don't know, because in that relationship, it looks like my mindset, my perspective was being warped quite a bit and being sort of defined outside of me. And like, I came to think some things were absolutely false about myself, about the world. And I don't know if the other person, I don't know if my ex was like doing it on purpose, or just who she is and she doesn't know it, but it doesn't matter. We're certainly not compatible now, because I sort of evolved after the divorce. During that separation and after the divorce, sort of evolved to this other person, and I'm happy to be this person. This person likes to make music and podcasts and is very artistic, and is very nice to people and helpful and caring and supportive, and I like this person. I don't know if this person would even, my ex would even register this person as being romantic possibility. But Damn, I already made it through another half an hour. That's crazy. Hopefully it doesn't do it this time, guys. I hope this one goes up because it was also a pretty good thing. And this is my therapy. This is why. Well, this is 50% of the reason why Luther and I do this is because we're men in our 40s who need therapy, and that's why we're always talking about mental health, right? Especially men's mental health, because people don't talk about it enough. They don't. And you might get tired of people saying that about it, but like they don't. Men kill themselves so much more often than women. They do it in much more fucked up ways than women. And men are less likely to try to get help. So, you know, suicide has been around me a lot. You know, with relatives and things like that. And I don't know. Short of making this a suicide hotline call-in show, I just want the men out there to know that talk to somebody if you're not feeling good. If you're not feeling good, talk to somebody. That's it. Don't wait till it's too good. That's it, guys. That was Brandon talks to himself. I'm okay. That's part of my therapy. I just gotta get shit off my chest. Hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday. December 31st, 2025. Good night, guys.